Welcome Kahrama to Newage Cables located in Lahore, Pakistan. This video is a brief summary about our company and the process that the building wires segment goes through. Newage Cables was established in 1956 as a cable and conductor manufacturer. With rapid expansion, we emerged as the largest cable and conductor manufacturer of Pakistan. One of the main reasons why Newage Cables has not only become the largest supplier of electrical wires in Pakistan, but regarded as the most trusted brand of the nation, is due to its backward integration. Newage Cables has its own copper plants, aluminium rod plants, steel galvanizing lines, PVC plants and calcium carbonate plants. Calcium carbonate is one of the main ingredients in manufacturing PVC compounds, which are used in insulation and sheathing purposes. Newage Cables is spread over an area of 67 acres and employs about 1,000 people with a covered area of about 460,000 square feet. Our installed production capacity of copper is about 5,500 metric tons per annum and 44,000 tons of aluminium. Newage Cables is approved by all government, semi-government, non-government and private sector organizations of Pakistan, and we have exported cables and conductors to many countries including Afghanistan, Sudan, Nigeria, and Sri Lanka. Newage Cables manufactures an entire range of cables from building wires to low voltage power cables, as well as medium voltage cables and overhead conductors up to 500 kV. We also produce low smoke, zero halogen cables and circuit integrity cables which qualify to BS 6387 category CWZ standards. Newage is proud to be the first manufacturer to produce these cables in Pakistan over 20 years ago, and we have now installed these cables in many high-rise buildings, airports, hospitals, sensitive government projects. Some of our big projects include Lahore Allama Iqbal Airport, New Islamabad Airport, and Shaukat Khanum Hospital, which is a free cancer hospital made by our Prime Minister Imran Khan. Now let us show you the first step of our production process flow for building wires. Our first process is the import of LME grade copper cathode, and it is received by our factory. Since there are no copper mines or smelters in Pakistan, this is imported from all over the world, including Chile, Zambia, and China. This is accompanied by the supplier's technical data sheet of material. Moreover, copper cathode is cut into smaller pieces and put into an electrical induction furnace. An oxygen-free copper rod is derived from pure copper cathode. The 17mm rod is first tested in our in-house lab to mainly see the direct current rating is as per standard before we reduce it to 8mm square. After the DCR has passed, we draw it down to 8mm and then send it again to see if the DCR passes. Once both rods have successfully passed the DCR limits, which are different for both, we send it out of our copper cathode plant to start its second process. The second process of manufacturing cables is the wire drawing. This consists of reducing the diameter of the copper rod gradually to its final diameter to increase its ductility and conductivity. Wire drawing. The 8mm rod is drawn down to the required size depending on the cable requirements on our high-speed imported machines. Once we reduce the rod from 8mm square to around 2mm, we send these wires, which are drawn on bobbins or baskets, to their subsequent machines. These smaller machines are called medium wire drawing machines, which can make wires up to 0.74mm square and send their bobbins to fine wire drawing machines that can make wires as small as 0.2mm square for flexible cables. During the wire drawing process, these wires undergo a heat treatment process called annealing. The purpose of the annealing process is to increase the elongation and conductivity of the copper. After the wire has been drawn on the bobbin, it is again sent to our lab to be tested for the exact wire size and DCR. Once we have the number of bobbins required to make our cables, we send these wires for our third process, which is called stranding, which groups all the wires together. At Newage Cables, we make strands as small as 0.75mm square all the way up to 1000mm square. Our plant is equipped with imported high-speed bunchers and stranders that do this process to ensure the strand is as compacted as possible so there are no gaps in the strand. Once the strands are made, these samples are again sent to the lab to do all the required testing for us to proceed further. For the building wires segment of Kahrama, the next step for the two segments is insulation. However, for your third segment, mica tape process is required. For the circuit integrity cables, a process of mica tape is done before insulation. Mica tape is a mineral-based material which is used to ensure, in case of fire, the fire does not reach the insulation to an extent where the circuit integrity of the cable is compromised. We ensure that the materials we receive are kept separately in an air-conditioned environment in order to avoid compromising the quality during the sweltering heat of the summers in Pakistan. Insulation is performed on the cables on our extruders, which are equipped with the latest technology. The purpose of this process is to prevent current leakages by placing an insulation cover on the conductor. For the building wire segment, this is either PVC or cross-linked low-smoke zero-halogen compounds which are used. The quality of the insulating material depends on two basic characteristics: its insulation capacity and its heat resistance. The material's insulation capacity and its thickness determine the cable's maximum voltage. The insulation material with high heat resistance allows the conductor to transmit more power. The insulated cable goes through the spark tester, where the entire length of the cable is tested for voltage on line to see whether the insulated layer does not have any pinholes. Once the cable has passed through the spark tester, the cables are marked with the most important information by our printing machine. While this entire process is happening, we have lab members visiting these extruders to do all required testing, and our operators are well trained to be able to do these tests themselves as well. Once the insulation is complete, if the cable is complete, it will go to our lab for testing and then will be dispatched either on a reel or as a coil. When clients demand the cable in a coil form, our cables are sent to our packaging department. Coils sent to our packing storeroom are either kept in wrapped material or put in boxes. The coils in boxes are for our retail shops, which go through our shrink wrapping machine and are ready to be dispatched to their destination. Newage cables are equipped to carry out all routine tests for all types of cables. This includes DCR, insulation resistance, elongation, tensile strength, hot set tests, etc., including high voltage and dimensional testing of each cable before dispatch. We are accredited with ISO 9001-2015, ISO 45001-2018, and ISO 14001-2015, and also carry the coveted LPCB certification for fire-related cables. Newage Cables has its own calcium carbonate plants. Our raw material is sourced from northern parts of Pakistan, as we have one of the best limestone mines in the world. We have 3 Chinese lines and 1 recently bought German line 4 years ago, which gives us the capacity to make the finest material in the world, which has been exported to the Middle East as well. The products we make are grounded calcium carbonate, coated calcium carbonate, precipitated calcium carbonate, and talc. The smallest size our German line can make is 2 micron, while all our lines can make up to 20 micron size. These products are used mainly in paint, rubber, foam, toothpaste, master batch, and most importantly for us, in the manufacturing of PVC compounds, which Newage Cables has 2 plants of its own. Newage Cables has 2 PVC compounding lines with a combined output capacity of 50 tons per day. PVC compound manufactured here is used for all our extrusion lines. It is also sold to other cable manufacturers in Pakistan. All PVC compound manufactured is fire resistant and is tested in our labs before it can be used to make cables.